Today's guest on the show is Dunk, a rabbit that somehow developed the ability to play basketball and also developed an incredibly rad tood for Wario to deal with. And of all the bosses, I think that Dunk is going to be the best of the lot because it actually manages to have interesting, unique gameplay among the others that were basically just a variety on the theme of being jumped on the head as per usual Mario formula. Dunk here sorta has the same thing, but you have to follow up jumping on his head by actually throwing him into a basket. A la the whole basketball idea that he is going for it, and it works well enough, let's just leave it at that. The mechanic isn't as intuitive and tightly controlled as you would like for something as intricate as basketball. The hitboxes aren't as well as they should, but I do give it a slide because, again, this was the Game Boy Color, so you're not getting, super great programming on such a device, but the idea itself is pretty interesting and creative, so it is something new to look at, and I do appreciate that at the end of yet another chapter. The difference is that if you get dunked by Dunk as Wario, then Dunk takes a point from you, and it's a game getting to the best of three. So there's a bit of the competition of basketball added into the design of the boss fight, which just rounds it out completely to what Nintendo handheld intended with the Dunk boss fight. They wanted it to play as a basketball game, as a mini-game sort of thing, and not an actual boss fight, but the creativity of doing the competition is what makes the boss fight, because you don't take damage and then get flung out of the room. This time, you only get flung out of the room when you lose, so you have to keep your eye on the ball. It gets a bit intense, and it's the slight edge-of-seat action that makes it different from the other boss fights that we've been doing, which have been pretty laid back and unfortunately easy enough that they were all unmemorable, whereas Dunk is probably going to take up a brain cell or two as the game goes on, and I do appreciate that Nintendo handheld are trying to think outside the box with this boss fight. It's just that with the others, they didn't really take this formula and continue with it, and this might just be the one flash in the pan amongst the rogues gallery that this game has, which is unfortunate because an idea like this really should have been followed up with a group of other ones that mixed up the idea instead of this just being the one among the others. Like I say with good games, at least we got the Dunk boss fight, even though the other ones might not be ready to meet its level and the developer just thought of this one. At least we got this one to enjoy, even if we don't get to see the creativity in other parts of the game.